This seagull already looks cute, but what if we give her a little hat, a fishing hook, and a tiny fish to catch? In this tutorial, I will show you my secret to making characters even cuter. But before we start, I will thank you for taking a part in my recent poll. You choose a free PDF practice sheet and the color palette, so you can download them from the link in the description below. You can also join my Patreon or YouTube membership to watch the full process and get more freebies. Now, let's get started. Before I add any details, I like to imagine who my character is and what they are doing, giving them a little story like a bear who collects honey or a parrot delivering letters. Then I think of objects that support the story. For example, my bear becomes a forest explorer, so I add an explorer hat, a little outfit, and tools for looking for honey. Finally, I give a character a role or activity. For example, the otter could be a diver with a diving suit. The bird could be deliver letters as a tiny post officer. When you combine an animal with an unexpected role, your character feels more unique and adorable. But before we continue, I have a little practice for you. Choose your favorite animal and imagine it as a character. Think about what outfit or items would suit them, then draw your own version and let me know in the comments which animal did you choose. Now, let's draw our cute seagull. I'll start first by creating a new layer, and I will choose the dark gray and my sleeking brush for sketching. I will set the brush size to 2% and the opacity to 63. Okay, so I'm starting with a very raw sketch of my cute seagull character. I have two references next to me here, and I'm kind of taking different things from each one. I really like the body shape from the first reference, but I prefer the balls from the second one, so I'm mixing them together to create my own character. I honestly always recommend using references, especially if you're not sure how to draw a pose or how the body should sit. They make the whole process so much easier because you can clearly see the balance, proportions, and directions of the pose. And don't worry, you don't have to copy one image exactly. You can take the pose from one reference, the outfit idea from another one, and then add your own style and details. For now, I'm not worrying about making everything perfect. I'm just trying to get the main shape, the pose, and the overall feeling of the character right first. Once I'm happy with that, I can start adding the cute little details. If you want to learn more about using multiple references without copying, I have another tutorial where I share how I use them to make my illustrations look better and feel more original. My sketch is ready now, so let's move on to refining the lines. Now I will make the reference a bit smaller just to make a space. Here I'm merging all the layers in one, lower the opacity, and I'm using the selection tool to resize the character. Once I'm done, I make the brush opacity to 100 and I will start refining the sketch line on a new layer. At this stage, I'm going over the raw lines and choosing the shapes and details that I actually want to keep. I'm trying to make everything look cleaner and clearer without worrying too much about perfection yet. I'm also removing any extra sketch lines that I don't need anymore, so the drawing is easier to read. This is the stage where the character starts to look more finished, because the pose, clothing, and little details become much more defined. Normally, I refine my sketch twice. First, I do a cleaner refinement using a gray color, and then I do one final refinement using a brown color or the darkest tone of my palette. The brown layer is where I make the lines really neat and prepare the illustration for next steps. For this tutorial, I'm going to skip the final brown refinement so we can move on a little faster. But if you would like to see the full process, including both refinement stages, you can find it on my Patreon or my YouTube membership. For coloring, I prefer always to add the black color on a separate layer. Choose the hard brush from Procreate default brushes, and I start creating layers above the black color, turning on clipping mask, and I start adding the colors. As you can see, I'm just moving between the brushes, so I want to give the character this soft, cute look. You can also use the smudge tool to softly blend some of the colors together. This can give your illustration a nicer texture and make the coloring look a little softer and more natural. Just try not to overuse it. Using it in small areas is usually enough to add a lovely effect. While I'm coloring the character, I want to talk a little bit about how I choose my color palette. For this seagull, I wanted the design to feel like summer by the sea, soft, bright, and relaxing. That's why I choose pastel shades of blue and turquoise with yellow and orange. The blue and turquoise remind me of the ocean and clear summer skies, while the yellow and orange add a warm sunny holiday feeling. Together, these colors give the character a fun, cheerful vacation vibe. When you're choosing colors for your own character, try starting with a mood or a theme. Think about the feeling you want people to get when they look at your drawing. You can also take inspiration from a photo, a place, a season, or even an outfit. Try to choose a few main colors first, then add one or two colors to make the design more interesting without making it feel too busy. For adding shadows, I will create a new layer above all those layers, set it to multiply mode, and I will choose my sleek ink brush. I'll lower the opacity a little bit, and I will pick every color to add the shadows to. For example, here I'm choosing the beige color to add shadows to the hat and the seagull as well, while I'm choosing the gray to add this depth here for the wings. As you can see, I'm using the pink color to add cheeks, and I will add a little extra details to the shorts just to make it look cuter. Now I will give the water a depth by adding those shadows and extra details just to make it look like a sea. And here I'm using the darker shade of blue just to draw those lines. Once I'm done, I go to the layer and lower the opacity to make the shadows look natural. For adding extra details, I'll create a new layer, choose my sleek ink brush and the white color just to add a few lines to the boards. I think those few details make the illustration look even cuter. You can add lines, dots, or even you can draw hearts. That work really makes the illustration look different. As you can see here, I'm using my sketch brush to add those tiny lines to the shorts. Here I'm doing the same as well, and finally I will add the clouds using the soft brush from airbrushing. It's default Procreate default brushes, and here I'm using my sleek ink brush to add extra details to the water. For adding highlights, I will create a new layer above all those layers, set it to screen mode, and I will choose my Seagull brush. I will start adding the highlights, choosing the same colors I used to color the illustration. For example, here I'm using the blue color, while for adding highlights to the fish, I use the yellow color. For this, I will not lower the layer opacity, I'll just keep it 100 because I really like the texture that the screen mode gives to the highlights. So I'll just keep the layer opacity 100%. Here I'm using my sketch brush because it's very tiny and I can draw cute tiny lines by using it. Here I'm drawing wavy lines to give the water this nice look. For this step I'm using my Seagull brush, and as you can see I'm just adding few details around the water and the sky as well. I don't like to keep the lines straight, so I just give them this twist to make it look even cuter. Here I'm adding extra details to the boat using the blue color and my sketch brush, and as you can see I'm just finishing this cute drawing. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed watching this video today. See you on the next tutorial. Bye bye.